Yeah, you. Welcome back to my channel. Or welcome if this is your first time. I am not ever sure what I'm doing, but I'm happy you're here for it. Your arm was ripped off. You're a vampire, so obviously you have vampiric energy shooting out the hole that was your arm. Right? We're making a prop today, and I don't really know how it's gonna go. I have the uniform here. We are vampire form Seras Victoria. Upcoming. If I can make this demon arm. I really want to make her demon arm. The last big foam project I did was the Gravity armor, and that I used a pattern for from another cosplayer. This, I am not doing that. We'll see how it goes. How are we gonna do this? I have this type of foam in white. Her arm is black, but it's the thicker, solid one that I want. And I have this thin foam, but it's black, the color I want. And then I have all those little thicker foams too, but we'll see. I also have the heat gun for shaping and my new toy, the airbrush gun that I'm still kind of learning how to use. I have a general idea. The biggest issue you'll see in the rest of the video is that my compressor is not very strong and it clogs a lot. First off, I'm going to go over my process. However, I just winged it and there isn't really a lot of details I can go over or that I need to explain, but we have a lot of footage. As I said, the white foam is thicker and will hold the shape I want better, so I begin by cutting it to size. After it's the size I want, I need to bend it to shape, and I learned the hard way that no, you cannot do that after you glue it together. You would think that's common sense, but it wasn't for me. Heat and bend to shape, then glue. Heat, then glue. Not the other way around. That doesn't end well. Now, to be completely honest, I forgot to record myself cutting the little triangles, but I just cut them from little scraps, so don't hate me, please. I have to heat each one of these babies up too, otherwise they're gonna look dumb as hell sticking out all over the place. Once all the heating is complete, I put on a shitty mask and open a window for ventilation while turning my fan on. Then I struggle to show the camera that I'm using contact cement, which is a godsend. I was actually able to find this at a local Ace this time, where usually I have to order a big thing online. This shit is literal gold. My favorite thing. I love it so much. I learned about it in that last foam project I did. I just remember reading in the instructions. There wasn't a lot of instructions, but in the instructions it said barge glue. And I was like, what the hell is barge glue? But I got it. It's contact cement. This shit's gold. So easy to use, effective. Just plaster it on both sides of the foam you're using, the ones you want to attach together. Let it sit and dry for 15 or so minutes and then connect. It is just super important that once you put it on, you actually let it dry all the way, because I also learned the hard way that it doesn't stick together if it's moist. Even if it's close to dry. No, it has to be all the way dry and then you connect it. Honestly, just attach the little spikes all over the place randomly. I wanted to mimic chaos the best I could because, I mean, it's just dark energy. If we have time, I'll explain some fun facts and stuff about her arm, and, we'll see if we have time. Once all the little spikes are attached, I begin using the scrap black foam to create an outer shell over the tube. I have no idea why I thought this was a good plan, because it was not. I struggled so hard. I actually completely halted the project for a few days before coming back to it and just forcing myself through the problem. I want to say that the fresh ice helped, but honestly, not much about my plan changed. I just was forced to compromise. I cut the foam into smaller pieces and then pinned each piece on. I personally didn't want to do that, and because it creates a lot of seams, but this is very much a learning experience, and I clearly did not have the best plan going into this. Even though I had a plan, it was just simply not the best one there could have been. Could have been a better one, but trial and error. Lots of hot glue was used in this step. all of the outer pieces, all of the black foam is attached by hot glue. I find the gun easy to use when I'm struggle busting in situations like these. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's my comfort object, a hot glue gun. Once everything is attached, I do a little trimming and pruning before moving on to the painting. And honestly, I really don't want to show a lot of the painting footage. I cut out most of it. Because like it really was just the same motions over and over again. And not only that, but this was my first project ever using my new airbrush. And so a lot of it was me actually just struggling. I had a hard time getting the thinner right, the ratio for the paint, because the paints that I bought are you mix with another clear fluid to thin it to be able to go through your gun. I don't know, I had a lot of issues with clogging. It still came out okay, but I had to, learn trial and error what the ratio I needed to use for this paint was. I just think I'll do better with my next project. This project didn't come out bad, but it just didn't come out exactly how I wanted it to. If you have recommendations for any airbrush paint brands to buy from, please drop them in the comments, or just in general, people who have good guides. I did watch actually several videos on airbrush painting in general and how to clean my brush and take care of my brush, but I still struggled. Anyways, that's it. That's the whole process. Overall man hours, this was a 2 to 3 day build, minus the time that I took off because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'll leave all the supplies I used in the description and share the final cosplay results at the end of the video. Now for the second part of this video. Random information that I ramble while I let the footage speed roll by. Seras Victoria is a 19-year-old police girl following in her father's footsteps. She was orphaned young, and oh my god, the scene in the show is just horrific. Serious trigger warning if you haven't seen it already, even though I think most of the people on my channel have watched the original content. Kudos to you if you have, but trigger warning if you have not. It's a very dark anime. She begins her vampiric transformation while responding to multiple homicides and is caught in the middle of a vampire fight. Vampires causing the homicides. Big surprise. Now, in this universe, you can only become a vampire if you're a virgin. You're a ghoul otherwise. Only virgins can become true vampires. So, Vampire 1's like, I'm gonna make you a ghoul, which means I have to make you not a virgin, if you know what I mean. And Alucard comes in and is like, you a virgin? And then shoots through her to kill the other vampire, using her as a shield. To be clear, I think Alucard would have shot her whether her answer was yes or no, but her answer was, yes, I'm a virgin. He just wanted to know if he could save those giant police girl titties afterwards, or if they were gonna go to waste and she was gonna be dead or a ghoul. And that's how she starts her vampiric transformation. I don't want to spoil too much because I don't know if that's the direction I want to take this channel. So watch the show if you haven't. It's really good, especially if you're into like vampires, which I am. Anyways, that's my ramble. Thank you so much for watching the video. I can't believe you didn't just skip to the end. Maybe you did. But I'm super happy that you watched the whole video. Every view, like, and sub helps the channel out, and I appreciate every single one of you. An extra huge special thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Y'all are the reason I can keep doing new cosplays every month, and my motivation to not skip and just take weeks and weeks off because I lose motivation or whatever. Anyways, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.